are back. We are about to get started here with top 8. We are looking at.
We got a spicy one for you.
Yep. This is in no. Is this in order? Yeah, okay. So going into top 8, Caleb's in the first seat with Droma. Nathan's in the second seat with Bolton. Then you got Austin on Azalea, Christian on Victor, Jean on Kaio, Skylar on Kasai, Randy on Dory, and then Grant on Victor. The local and the owner of the stream, Grant, making it to top 8, barely squeezing in. For the first match, we have decided, instead of just doing table 1, Caleb versus Grant, we are actually going to jump over to Nathan versus Randy, which is Bolton versus Dory. Warrior v. Warrior.
We've taken, about an hour 15 break.
Yep.
And, folks have recuperated, gotten some food in them.
Yep.
I know I feel better, and I'm not even playing.
There still may be a little bit of that mental fatigue. You have been playing Fab all day. We may see some little micro mistakes. But, yeah, I think everyone seemed a little bit more reinvigorated when they came back. Randy definitely seems in better spirits now.
Right. And that was a tough loss. I think one of the reasons we did want to watch this, too, is we are rooting for Randy. He's a friend. And I'm pulling for him. I hope that he could bounce back and really, put up more of a fight.
But this is a major obstacle for him, in that he is facing off in a top 8 against Nathan Crawford.
A known player, a known powerful player.
Yeah.
Also
his teacher, one of his teachers, like teammates.
Exactly.
So he may have gotten some insight from getting that teaching.
Right. And so as we get in the game here.
Yep. Dory going first.
Nathan's the higher seed. Probably wants to go second.
Mm-hmm.
Randy's just going to Arsenal pass and not give Nathan that filtering, which I think is the correct move. We will notice when Nathan was playing against Azalea earlier, he was on Iron Song versus. He has the Gallantry Gold now, so he is potentially, after sideboarding, he may be even more heavily leaning on the combo.
Yeah.
We don't know how the players have sideboarded.
Yeah.
So we don't know how much leeway Nathan has with his main deck. But flipping up the Gallantry Gold is a pretty big tell that they're pretty all in on the combo.
Yeah. And now we see a hot streak coming in. Of course, that is not guaranteed go again against this deck.
I would say it's almost guaranteed to not have go again.
Yeah, but however,
you're not going to swing it if it's not going.
Yeah.
So we're going to see Blade Runner here. Block 2 on 3. This Saber's coming in for 5 now.
And now you have the first attack that could draw blood here.
You're going to block for 3.
Yep. Could be a pretty good card in Arsenal here for Randy.
And Randy could have like a blue with like spoils or some such. He has 2 cards, yeah. So Randy could very easily block 2 and then use the cards that he's got left over to swing Dawnblade twice. Potentially even keeping a reaction.
We see, very interestingly, at least from my perspective, the Soul Shield in hand.
Oh, yeah.
You think you run a 6 block in this?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Soul Shield is one of the best tools that the Light Heroes have for resetting these Dawnblade counters.
That's fair.
Maybe you don't want to see it this early, but it will help you either deny the second swing on Dawnblade or get those counters off of it if Randy's able to accumulate some.
Right. Now we got the Warrior's Valor followed up by a Dawnblade swing.
So we're going to threaten 5. I like this block from Nathan. And I guess we've passed reactions.
We're just going to cover it up.
Yeah,
no shots.
Which is exactly what you want to be doing. You get the card in your soul, and you've denied Randy that second swing.
Nathan's just gonna look at Randy and just go, "No, just stop here."
But if I'm Randy, I'm thinking that even that's a bit of a victory, as Nathan is just gonna play out the Spirit of Arena and pass, because you had a 2-card hand.
Yep.
And you got through a Soul Shield, right? So,
and now you can play your Luminous at instant speed.
And all Nathan did was play out that Spirit and Arsenal pass.
Yep.
So you've got a 5-card hand. Let's see what we can get going here.
Okay, hit and run. See some great things here. Got the blue.
Yep.
And now we have our
We've got go again, the blue. We still got plenty of cards in hand.
And now it is going to be on Nathan to decide how valuable is this first Dawnblade swing.
Yeah. And so we see with Nathan, he's got, it's like a Beaming Bravado. I believe it's like light card. Hard to tell. He's playing. He's holding his cards close to his vest. Literally.
Yeah. They both are. I've noticed in the games where you can't really glean exactly what they have unless it's a notable card. Of course, we know the bigger staples of the game. Can't pick them all out from hand.
Right. We're going to dedicate two cards here. That is an Engulfing Light and a Blade Flurry.
Yeah, so got a light card out of hand, got a good D-React out of hand. Ooh, and there's a reprise card in his hand.
Oh, we're going to overpower. This is a lot of damage. Overpower and Rout are the two like big buffs on reprise cards.
No doubt.
Very difficult to effectively block those cards out. They commonly end in games for Dories. And that is gonna let him swing again. Nathan's already devoted 2 cards. If you devote 2 more cards, you give up your turn and can still potentially get blown out if he's got anything floating. This is 1 resource floating too. Randy had 2 blues, so we're gonna see one card block here. Does Randy have it?
This would be a really good turn and not end up with an arsenal.
It would be huge if Randy was able to get a counter on Dawnblade here. And we're going for it. All right, so we're going to... This is a Singing Steel Blade.
Okay. We don't get the Vigor token, but that's totally fine at this point.
That's fine. So this is going to get the Dawnblade +1, which will get over the 3 block. And then it lets Randy tutor for any attack react. And he can banish it and play it this turn.
Oh.
So, no resources floating. I would imagine we're just getting Iron Song. Yeah, we're just going to get Iron Song here and just push some more damage through.
So we draw a card off of this, don't we?
No, that's Glimpse the Quicksilver. Which he could have gotten. He could have gotten it and wound up with like a card in Arsenal.
Yeah, I think that's kind of nice, but you also don't know what the card is.
I think that this is fine. This is pushing damage and getting that counter.
Yeah. It definitely
and like
feels
you said,
good.
It would just be a random card off the top. And all Nathan's going to do here, it looks like, is just throw a hot streak.
That's no better than a Ponder token, and it takes away what could be a bigger turn
right. And like
later.
There could conceivably be cards that you actively don't want to Arsenal.
Yeah.
Like if you just draw like a random blue that you would rather pitch, you don't want to get that stuck in there.
Yeah.
And we see it looks like the first card off the top of the deck would have been a blue overpower. You definitely would rather be pitching those than arsenaling them.
Yeah, 100%. Just letting the hot streak hit.
Yeah.
And there's no go again.
Yeah. We are, hot streak and Centauri Saber is virtually Texas in this matchup.
Yep.
We got the counter on Dawnblade. Let's see if we can keep this going. I would imagine this game is... Here we go. Dominate.
Yep.
And we could potentially see like a very like classic Dory game of I have my 1 counter and I'm going to keep adding to it.
There's a hold the line pitch to swing a Dawnblade.
So this is going to be for, I believe, 4...
4 dominate.
5 dominate. Because it's 4 and then +1.
Yeah.
So 5 dominate here. And if you guys think that Randy ain't got nothing else to do, I've got a bridge to sell you.
He's definitely got some tricks up his sleeve.
And with 1 resource floating and 2 cards in hand, Randy is representing literally every attack react possible. So Nathan's having to do the math here on
worst cases.
Exactly, because like say this is if this is another overpower. Mm-hmm. This is 11 dominate.
And that's only the first attack.
Which would not... You could crack Refraction Bolters. Which it would be early to do it, but if it gets you up to that 2nd counter, then we're really...
That is a great place to be.
But I would imagine... I would not be surprised if we had some sort of react for go again here. Oh, we are cracking Refractions.
Wow. We're going
I think this
for
is worth it. You just want to apply pressure here. You've got to kill this Bolton.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not against it. It's just...
Yeah, Randy's going to create the vigor because he's still got plenty of cards in hand to pay for stuff.
One thing we said to Randy was when you see that you even have a moment of going for it, you should just go for it. And I think that's what we're seeing here.
I mean, this is, yeah. I'm sure someone's going to want to nitpick, like, giving up the one block of value on the refraction bolters, but I really don't think that I don't think that they're worth looking at that way when you can apply this much pressure. Because this is 10 dominate.
Yeah, the EV is actually much more in favor of just cracking it here.
Yeah, absolutely. Any spare cards in hand, Randy's going to be able to throw into the grains to just make sure he has more resources for next turn. And audio is super low. We can fix that.
Yeah. One moment.
While Nathan's in the tank here. Nathan, I can't see.
Yep.
Okay, so Nathan took it because we have a second counter on Dawnblade, and we're going to pitch a beacon into a take flight, charging our soul. This is good. This is good.
This is great.
If you're Nathan, you're thinking like the turn will come where I'll have enough block to reset the counters. I can't just block out.
Yeah,
I've got to reset. I've got to.
It's dominated. I'm not gonna be able to take away this counter. It's 10.
Well, with the Dawnblade now being at 5, if you give Randy a full 5-card hand, you will not block it out.
No, not at all.
Unless Randy just completely bricks, which is incredibly unlikely. And he'll have 2 free resources next turn. So I like this. You give up the counter, but you've got to pressure back. You've got to present something.
And the question is, I guess we could go look at their list, but did you see a Steel Blade shunt during deck checks?
I would honestly be shocked if either of them were on Steel Blade shunt.
That's fair.
Usually you only play shunt in a warrior list if you're also on Tunic.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Or if you're playing Oasis, and I don't think either of these guys would have brought Oasis in.
Yeah, no, I think there's better tools for answering what the question would be there, which is Kano, and then you would just bring it in on that as well.
So this is Take Flight into Bolt of Courage, which is going to draw us a card. Nathan is playing Dynamos, which means he doesn't have access to snaps. So if Randy doesn't block, again, this is one of the things, you're losing value on the Bolt and Hero ability because Randy's not playing these attack reactions, right?
Right.
So, yeah, you drew a card, but you weren't able to do anything off of it. But you're a combo Bolton at the same time, so you're really just trying to dig for your combo pieces. And you see that Nathan has a Soul Shield, I believe.
And do we know what's in his arsenal? Was he holding his cards pretty close when he did that?
I think that it was Arsenal while we were messing with audio.
Okay, yeah. So we don't know what's in Arsenal right now due to a little bit of technical difficulties, but that just adds to the excitement.
This is for free because you have bigger.
Man.
Dawnblade for 8 if it hits go again.
That is crazy, and
let me tell you guys, it's gonna hit.
Yeah. Even with the tools that...
We're just seeing a completely different player out of Randy right now.
We're seeing him in a more, maybe what he would consider a more favorable matchup. He's a lot more confident, it seems.
Yeah, just his pace, like his pace of play, he's playing to his strengths here. You can tell that he's a lot more comfortable in these sorts of matchups where he doesn't have, 10 damage being thrown at him on turn 1.
Yeah, and that may be a little bit of it too, is he got to set the tempo because he can just arsenal, leave Crawford with whatever his first 4 cards are, and now next turn he has, a 4-card hand with his arsenal to do things with.
All right, here we go. We're going to try and reset this Dawnblade, it looks like. So looks like it's going to be a block for 7. 3, 3, and 1. Block for 9.
Wow, he's
Committing
gonna
the
use it
Warband,
all.
which you want to commit the Warband as early as possible. That card is much more useful. We were talking earlier, like you pop the refractions without blocking with it.
Yeah.
You almost never want to pop Warband without getting that 2 block.
Yeah, that's it's speaking, and same conversation about EV.
And-
that's just tanking it
And
right there.
you are going to pop this Warband at some point in the game. Because it just bails out your bad hands.
Mm-hmm.
So this is 9. 9 on 10. Right?
Is it?
No, it's 8. Never mind. I got confused by the 2 die on the Dawnblade. So this is 9 on 8. There is a world where Randy can get over this through a Soul Shield. I don't know how. I don't know if we're living in that world. But it is possible.
That would be very exciting to see. But then,
He
what would you even follow it up
He would
with?
need to get +6.
Yeah,
+7. So it's with
you would need like double red overpower.
you could do like Iron Song. There's a couple different ways that you could do it.
But you need
it's-
multiple copies.
and they're all very specific cards that you would need.
Yeah,
A singing would help here. Like if you had a singing steel blade, that would be pretty. That would get you to, a good bit of the way there. But it's still very specific requirements here.
Randy having a tank now, thinking about how he wants to deal with this.
He's definitely gonna. He's going to have something. If I would imagine that Randy right now has some sort of attack react that gets him into an unknown variable that he's having to calculate, whether it's a draw off of Quicksilver or a tutor off of Singing Steelblade.
And just playing a mind game with Randy here of like, it's either he's blocking one extra thinking I only have one thing, or he's got some kind of D-react in hand. And
Right.
I've only seen one so far. And there it is.
Yep. And Randy's throwing the overpower.
Ooh, what is that?
That is a plow through, I believe. Puncture.
I think so.
Puncture is what it is. Which will give piercing 3. Actually, I think this might do it. What color overpower is this?
It looks like a red one.
Okay, so red one's +6, and then a puncture. So puncture gives piercing 3, which basically completely nullifies the armor blocks.
Yeah.
That did it. I believe that's going to do it. That's going to keep the. And you didn't push any damage, but you didn't lose your counters. Well,
Yeah.
you didn't push much damage, right? And now Nathan's just going to draw and pass. That's a pretty. I would say very often that's a pretty game determinative win for the Dory because it's. It took so many resources for Nathan to try and block that out.
Definitely. That is a major turn where maybe even Dory feels a sigh of relief for a second.
It's just a huge, huge victory. We're going to see Nathan's going to block 9 here. Mm-hmm. He has a favor in hand.
Yep.
So
Same position, just different tune this
right,
time.
I think that this will reset the counters.
Yep, there they are laughing again at how absurd the situation is where Crawford's having to block 8.
Randy's going to agile engagement, which is going to be 3. So we're going to go from 7 to 10. And then Crawford's going to commit the favor scene.
Yep.
And
Make
then
sure he opts.
Hopefully Randy he does not have the resource to. Well, he couldn't swing Dawnblade again anyway. So this is another effect. This is a good. Just like we were talking about, that was a victory for Randy.
Yeah.
Him drawing into that favor scene was also pretty huge.
That's a big one because
so-
now you finally get the goal of Bolton, which is get the counters off.
Right, you've won the fight over the Dawnblade. You've reset the counters. You're at 24, which is a fairly healthy life total. Dory's not killing you particularly quickly if you're able to reset it. But we are going to see, Nathan's going to draw up and pass, and we're going to give Randy another shot here.
Yep, and I think we're about to end up in kind of the same situation. I think that's a fate for scene.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, that's 2 D-reacts again. Yeah.
Well, the D-reacts hurt less when you don't have counters to lose.
That's fair.
But that was we've seen now we've seen a couple Warriors Valors, we've seen spoils. You can run out of go again on Dory, but we don't have to worry about that this turn because we have the the agility token.
I don't think we have to worry about it for a few turns, but it is something we may have to circle back to.
Well, the hands will come. They
Mhm.
don't just kind of don't work, or don't work as well. So, Nathan here, I think, is just trying to pick his spots, just like find good value blocks at this point, and maybe muster some kind of offense and get some more cards in that soul. Get through his deck.
Because we don't know what's in his arsenal, but if it's something he can clear easily,
It's clearly not a D-React.
Yeah, no.
So it's probably a combo piece.
Yeah, so then he's not going to be able to clear it, so he's going to end up with maybe one more D-React unless he just goes for the sink.
Right. I mean, I say it's a combo piece. For all I know, man, this could be...
Yeah, this could be anything.
It could just be Red Snatch.
Yeah.
You know, which if it was, he probably would have fired it by now. But we have a Singing Steel Blade. Going to tutor up a Blade Flurry. Okay, which means we probably have a way to get this... Oh, we have Agility, so we do have to go again. So this is going to be +3, which will be 3 damage. Will for sure get a D-React out of Nathan. And then we'll attack again for 4, plus whatever we have in hand. Or whatever we have in arsenal, because we pitched a sink below, so we clearly we're tight on resources here.
We are gunning for it this turn, too.
Well, you've got to. Like, you have to...
You had to keep the tempo up. You have to
Right.
keep him without cards in hand.
You've got to get that counter. Because, Classic Dory, the first counter, it's exponentially easier to get every counter.
Oh, he's just going to pass.
Oh, it's because you can't attack with
Yep.
Blade again if you don't hit.
Unless it's Twinning Blade in hand, which he didn't
Dory
have.
has just these really weird caveats to the thing that she's trying to do.
Yeah.
That was a pretty big blowout. Blade Flurry is a power card, and so is Singing Steel Blade. So, Randy started out strong. He's got Nathan to about half-life, but drawing into all those D-Reacts, you're really kind of seeing the benefits there.
Yeah, it's just...
Still got Sink Below in hand. I can't imagine not playing that. We found a vegan.
Oh, there's another spoils.
Yep. Spoils and Sharpened Steel is going to be a +5.
Oof.
+5 go again. So here comes 8. Can you block 8? We still have Gallantry. We still have Courage. I imagine we can block 8. I think we can block 8 fairly easily.
Yeah, I think we can. We have 4 block at least in hand. We can do the devote 2 cards and a piece of armor and be okay with it.
Right. Although if you're Nathan, you are kind of incentivized to block this, like up front, or block it honestly, because you just don't know what's in Randy's arsenal.
And if you really don't want that last card in hand, you want something better, you can always use the sink to bottom it, cycle it real quick, see if you can end up with something better. It's just you see whenever we get into these top 8s that the pros will usually take longer because they know there's no time limit.
Right, it's untimed rounds. There's a Nats invite and a gold foil on the line.
Yeah, you're starting to see people get super serious, sit in the tank for a bit.
Right.
And it's just good.
And this is a thing that you can do because the math is there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's open deck list, so you know what tools Randy has available to him.
Yeah.
You can sit there and lab out the math.
Yeah, you can sit there, look at his graveyard, do some math in your head of what he's got left.
Yeah, and so we're going to block...
a little bit different from your game plan, a little different from mine.
Right. And here comes Puncture. Going to give Piercing and +1.
Yeah.
I think it's plus. Yeah. It's +1, and then each color, it's a different amount of Piercing.
Yeah.
Either way, it's going to get through this.
And it's just a tough spot to be in.
Pitching another Spoils, that kind of hurts. You would have really preferred to arsenal that for your next turn. But here comes another one. This should just be for 3, though. Brandon's going to get some copper.
Gotta love getting your copper.
You got to get paid, baby. So this is for 3, which is not that bad to cover up.
Yeah, still gonna have to devote more than you were hoping if you were making those blocks on the first one, but...
Right.
Still better than no cards in hand?
True.
Go for a textless hot streak and hope it magically gains text.
Right. I do think that we're going to see a fairly similar game to Nathan's match against Austin.
Yep.
Where it's going to be a lot of Nathan blocking a little bit more effectively this time around. And then just, sending that combo whenever he's ready. I think that being able to reset those counters, and have 2 turns in a row.
Yeah.
Bought Nathan a lot of time.
And he gets to live. He takes it. He gives him a counter. Says, that's fine. I'm going to draw up and just pass it back to you.
2 cards. Just drew up and passed.
Did draw a take it on the chin.
It's possible that Nathan gets stuck. I don't want to say stuck, but it is possible that Nathan just gets to where he cannot affect, even the cards that he keeps, he can't effectively use.
And that's a tough spot to be in, because then you really do just have to devote cards to blocking until it lines up. Right. And that's kind of the reason why I don't appreciate combo decks as much, is just because you can sit there locked up for so long. Right, and that's where that's the real skill testing bit of playing something like a Saber's Bolton, is knowing how do I get this value out of here? How do I get these cards out of my hand and get value out of them beyond just the 3 block in the bottom right? Getting our life totals corrected. Nathan is at 14. Randy's 27. Notably earlier, Nathan said, only need 1 HP to pull it off.
He did.
We may be seeing that, where he's got 1 in Arsenal.
I think he misunderstood what I was saying. He said that about 10 life was the threshold from when you just have to completely block out.
Okay, that's fair.
Right.
I think it's funnier to look at it as long as he's
not wrong.
As long as you're alive in the game, you can pull off whatever you want.
Dorinthia notable for not being able to play Reckless Swing.
And we've already said the Stillblade Shunt's gone.
Has anyone died to Reckless Swing this tournament? I'm going to be disappointed if not.
That's a great question. With 4 Kaios and 1 Rhinar in the room, I'm going to have to ask around after this round and figure out if someone has. Because if not, I'm going to have to make a triumphant return. And I'm going to have to put people in their place and make them realize why you got to not go to 2 against a brute. Seen a lot of thinking here.
One of the biggest brain plays I ever made was when I was playing Bolton, and I went to 1 against a Rhinar, or I went to 2 against a Rhinar because I won because I had Soul Bond Resolve.
Oh man!
And I was able to charge and negate the
I'd
one
be
of the damage.
so mad.
I still lost that game. Don't get me wrong, I still lost that game.
You morally you took home the victory.
I was proud of myself for taking it into consideration.
Anytime you're 2 against a Rhinar and don't die to the Reckless Swing when it's on the table, that's a win.
Well, he had 2 of them.
You still resolved. The first one's still resolved, and you're alive.
Right,
at least.
Exactly. So we're gonna Blade Flurry for Warrior's Valor here. Nathan's got to be cooking something.
Yeah, it's got to be spicy too.
And really, just knowing he's not dead from this amount. He's not dead from here.
If
we're blocking with courage,
we are
gonna send. Well, say it with me now, Patrick. The Lumina.
The Luminas.
Go Boomina.
He snapped that onto the field. He knew that was going to be one of his blocks.
Okay, so it's all but assuredly it's some kind of combo piece. Yeah. Arsenal has the beacon in hand.
It's got to be.
27 is under the threshold for double combo. So are you literally at 1? You are literally at 1, Nathan. You are literally at 1.
He's rubbing his hands together. He's the cook throwing everything in the pot.
So Randy is at 27 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. So he is at an effective 33 health plus 12 block in hand, right?
Something like that.
Okay, we've popped everything. We're going for it.
We are going for it. Everything is on the table.
He didn't even take it on the chin.
No,
for value.
He didn't. He needed that resource too bad.
He's going to need the resource. Okay.
Yeah.
Pitching the engulfing light. We're gonna have 2 floating. Yep. We're going to crack.
We're cracking it.
So we will charge when we attack. And if it's a yellow card, which surprise,
there's a lot.
Right. So here comes Hot Streak for 3. His swords are free. It's just we have it.
Yeah.
That's why we kept the Take It on the Chin.
Yeah.
So we clearly need these 2 cards in hand.
To swing more. Yeah.
Right. I would not... It could be... I think that these might be like double beacon, which would be 2 Luminas. And they play the Luminas at instant speed, so we don't have to sacrifice soul for action points. Randy, I think you might be dead, my man.
I would be very worried if I was Randy.
Nathan's going to have...
My opponent is at 1, and I'm still more scared of death than he is.
Randy, if you have a Steel Blade Shunt, this is the time. Steal it. Steal it.
Just a blue one. That's all you need. Just move to reactions.
Do it. I want to see it so bad. I am giddy. I'm giddy for both sides of this match.
This is just so exciting now because we know about what's coming.
I'm set up. I'm literally on the edge of my seat.
We are going to see if we get a classic. What we're going to start knowing is the classic, which is Crawford in a horrible situation, somehow still pulling it out.
I'm starting to think that if I ever tune in and I see Nathan's ahead in a game, he's going to lose.
Yeah.
You really got to tank though if you're Randy, because there's a world where you block this out.
Yeah.
Well, there's a world where you think that you block this out.
There's a world where you survive and your opponent's at like 8 or 9.
The question that I'm asking if I'm Randy, my opponent definitely has at least access to 2 Luminas.
Yeah.
If he has all 3, there's really nothing you can do.
Yeah.
And then but you have to play for the world where he doesn't, and you have to play for the world where he doesn't, and then is it a Celestial Cataclysm? Is it a Valiant Thrust? Is it just a Snatch?
Mm-hmm.
So,
there's so many possibilities, and it's just
Nathan's just in the driver's seat right now.
Yep. At 1 HP against a 27 HP Dory, he is the one driving this crazy train.
And it's the game here is really how many Luminas do I think you have? Because what we know was going to happen is Randy's going to declare blocks.
Yeah.
And then in reactions, Nathan's going to beacon.
Yeah.
And play at least a Lumina.
Double beacon.
So we're going to go get 2 Luminas.
Hey, is there a third at ours?
There's got to be. There's got to be.
Oh, I'm so giddy now.
Oh my god. It's like watching a train wreck in cinema. Yeah. So boom, Lumina go down.
And Crawford's the one crashing the train. He's in the driver's seat.
I think we've got the third one's in Arsenal because I did not.
There it is. We have three Luminas have hit the field.
This is the part where I would hit enable chat and just I guess you're just better, bro.
Oh my gosh.
Boom, boom. All right.
We are.
This is +2 from the beacons, so Randy's going to take 2. And then +3 from the Luminas. Every sword can attack 4 times, so each sword is attacking for 5 now.
Yeah.
Or, sorry, for 6 now because of the Gallantry Gold. Nathan's going to heal, which doesn't matter, but this is 6 times 6 times 6. 36.
36 damage, which means we can block it out. You survived this turn.
Yeah. 38 with the +2 off of the beacons.
Oh, well, maybe not.
Yeah. Because Randy has 6 block and armor, which is still 33, and then he's got presumably 9 more block in his hand.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 42 effective health. Maybe you're alive.
I think you're alive in a lower health than Crawford's going to come out.
Oh, absolutely, because Nathan's going to heal for potentially 3 off every.
There's 1.
So he's going to heal for 2 off
2.
Of that. And still we'll have he's going to thin the deck a lot, and he's potentially still going to have a beacon.
Yeah.
Oh
no, this is just rough to.
It's hell of a game. Making me want to sleep up on Combo Bowl. Maybe I should have done that this weekend.
I see a lot of Talishar games in my future.
I mean, Randy is one of the better decks to block this out.
Yeah.
Because one of the things that makes this deterministic is when it's a hero that plays attack actions. If you have 2 sabers, you're adding an extra like an extra 6 damage to the combo.
Which, like, we've seen with Randy, like, Findle's Fighting Spirit.
There's no way he's bringing that in here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to block 2 on this one.
Even out of his whole deck, though, I think that's one of the only ones.
Yeah. So we're going to block 6 on this. There's still so many more sword swings.
There's
so much.
Yep, there's 4 more sword swings to go.
So there's
chat.
Still 6, 12, 6, 12, 24 more damage.
Yep.
That Nathan's going to present here.
We got one more card in hand, so we'll be at 1.
Is Randy doing this math?
Maybe he's doing better math than us.
One can only hope. I'm bad at math.
I'm horrible at it.
Yep, so we've blocked out the hot streak, so now we have 6 damage from the saber coming in. Just clarifying how the action points with the Luminas at instant speed are going to go. So Nathan doesn't have to commit any soul for any of this.
Yep.
He'll have to now, but he's got plenty to finish this turn out.
Yeah, and he's going to get more the more he attacks. Right. There's 2 more.
Yeah, so it looks like Randy's taking us another swing here. Now we're going to start swinging the saber.
And, yeah.
And now we're just pushing all this to the side. So here comes the saber for another 24 damage.
Oof.
Yeah, Randy's just dead.
He is just dead.
Yeah. When I was doing the math, I missed a sword swing somewhere. So this is I think I was doing it if they were attacking 3 times. So yeah, this is just it.
Yeah, and there's the fist bump. Yep. Great.
Yeah, so full combo is actually basically 48 damage.
Yeah.
Because you get to attack the extra time. I'm sure someone is going to watch this and just yell at me for doing math wrong. Don't show this to Roger Bodie, please, guys.
Great combo there to finish out the round for these 2. We're going to go and see what the other games are doing. There we go. We have life totals. We can see them perfectly fine. And Charlie, one thing that we haven't really talked about on the day is that
Drama is a bad deck and I hate it.
Well, that is a hot take, but Jean's playing for something that's a little bit bigger than just the gold foil and the Pro Tour invite, in that he's trying to get Kaio those points towards the heavy hitters.
Oh, the deathmatch
arena.
arena.
Towards the deathmatch arena. He's the only one representing the deathmatch participants.
He has successfully deathmatched away Victor and Kasai here in this room.
He has deleted both of them.
We have Caleb going first and starting off with a dominated, nourishing emptiness.
Yeah, a little bit odd on the armor, but...
Now you may be thinking, this is such a strong opening play. The Drumeye is going to start with 6 cards in hand. I would challenge you that a nourishing emptiness that ends the game is better than a nourishing emptiness that starts the game.
That is fair, and Droma doesn't really have the resources that like a Kasai has to get rid of it until Burn Them All gets on the field.
Correct. And so Jean here has activated an Agile Windup, has blocked with a Savage Feast, so he's still getting to filter his hand. He's still getting to filter his hand, and
gets to start with an agility token.
Starting with it, yes, playing the tiny agility tokens.
I love it.
All day today, I've seen people playing with the rainbow foils from their pre-release packs. Shout out to Sean for just playing with the cardboard cutouts and extended art pulpings.
I love them.
This man's deck is beautiful. I think that both of these decks are pretty heavily blinged out.
It does look like it. You got an altar from Caleb's side.
I believe that is the Mara Ferris Blackwing Studios altar.
Oh, it's so beautiful. I have some of her. I actually got my Blood Rush Bell as a Reckless Swings commissioned by her for altars because just extended borders, but they look very nice.
They do look very nice. She's very talented.
Very talented.
Good work. All right, so here comes a dominated pulping. It already had go again, but now it has double go again.
Yeah.
So it hit you twice.
Yeah. And it has guarantee go again. It doesn't even have its effect of blocking with 2 non-equipment cards. So Dromai cannot even block from Arsenal and stop it.
So we've got Looks like a Thamai, a Dust Up,
Sink below.
Sink Below. And we're going to block with... This is the... that's that new card from Heavy Hitters.
Yep.
That lets you do stuff from Arsenal.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to block this out. Does Caleb know it has Go Again anyway? That is
He
the
should.
question.
Yeah, that was pretty, or at least in my mind, that was pretty obvious. But maybe
The agility token may have given it away.
yeah, but you know that may be the mind game he plays. Play the tiny one, maybe they miss it.
Coming in with a pack hunt. You
Can't
thought
say-
you were gonna block. Joke's on you.
Hey. In these situations, this is why I carry my trusty little D4.
So I'm a big fan of just the person doing the intimidating just reaches across the table and physically pulls a random card out of your hand.
You see, Charlie, I agreed with you to a certain point when you
That's
noticed that
not-
I'd picked the same card every single time for a whole game. And then I decided that dice rolling is the most random way to do it.
Well, I was being sarcastic. You should never just reach over and grab someone else's things.
Yeah.
No, I agree. The dice roll is just the best way to do
I
it.
do think that Brutes like almost had this little rule zero conversation where it's like, how do you want to decide randomness? Because here's how I like it. This is
Yeah.
the best way.
Right.
But we have also seen from the Reinhardt that the Reinhardt just like pulling cards, and
Right.
the opponent was okay with that.
Right.
We got a placeholder card coming in for
An Asvalai.
Asvalai.
Real early commitment to the board here.
no, there's no like mirror guy out yet. There's
Right.
nothing to really stop it from getting popped if that
But
is
you know
how
what? You
KO
know what
can
the
go.
you know what KO didn't present?
A popper.
The words arcane barrier.
Oh yeah, you are right.
This is a dust up. Dust up does not have natural go again. So we're just gonna smash your face for 4 and make an Ashwing.
Yep.
And then just leave this Asvalai here. Because Caleb playing Mage Master Boots is not playing snaps. So there's no way to
Correct.
get this go again.
And this would be way too early for a snaps play, in my
It would be
opinion.
incredibly aggressive for not a lot of return.
Yeah, unless you have another invoke in hand.
I will say I don't think that playing aggressive is going to be how Caleb wins this matchup. Depending on like your deck build, there are several builds of Dromai.
Yep.
But I find that when I play her, you are kind of at the mercy of the cards that you draw, how you have to play the game. So if you get a bunch of dragons early, you play the very differently from if you would play, say, get your attack actions early.
I-
Attacking for 4, moving on.
Gonna see how KO wants to play this turn, and we've got a Sin packing coming in. We're gonna banish that Arsenal face up, at least know what it is. So now he knows that there's a Themi that could be going back
What is
to
going
Caleb's
on with
hand.
my camera? Huh?
Seems that our
Our camera is a phone, and so someone's trying to call it, and that's why it looks like Cthulhu is trying to break through the screen.
but it doesn't change that there's a Sin packing on the chain, getting fully blocked out there.
Yep. So that card in Arsenal, that Thamai, no?
Yeah, it'll go
Yep.
back to hand.
Okay, that is the Thamai that was banished from Arsenal.
Correct.
Okay.
It goes back to hand. Got a E-strike for 7, just coming in for raw damage, saying, what you want to block
Caleb
with?
really kind of looking out here that the texture of Jean's hand is not allowing him to just throw a claw or
Yeah.
some such at this Asvalai for free. For
Yeah.
free.
A wild ride would permit it, like anything, there's so
Yeah.
mane options.
Anything that discards turns that claw.
Yeah.
Even if you just claw and then agile wind up,
Yeah.
which is a trick that I love. It blew my mind the first time I saw it.
Yeah.
It doesn't take me by surprise anymore, but it is. I just love. Huge fan of little interactions like that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It makes card games fun to find those.
Also feels good to like go to blocks and then discard it. Now they don't get their reaction possibly.
Right. Speaking as a Reinhardt player, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just as a brute player, yeah, I guess that's true. Got a humble and a riled up that we're gonna put in.
I wonder. I feel like it kind of seems like Jean is just his hands just aren't working out for like sort of the classic KO go wide turns. Although
Yeah.
this one certainly looks like it is.
It looks nice. I like it.
Um,
I'm
right.
still not gleaning what's in his arsenal.
we have not missed a tunic. I believe it's a humble.
I bet you it is at
I
this
think it's a
point.
humble. So we're throwing a wild ride. This is just coming at Caleb. Yellow wild ride, so it's gonna be for 5.
Yep.
We'll get somebody. Does have go again. We have tunic resource, so we can either play the card from arsenal or we can claw. I'm a fan of just clawing the dragon. Like if you're just gonna give me that Asvali, and I can kill it without it getting any value, with it actively negging you value on the ash.
And it's so early that like you're gonna get those tunic counters back. You're not using that
Oh,
to
this game is
block.
absolutely gonna go long.
It's gonna go long unless Kaio can start just absolutely gassing into Droma, and it
Right.
seems like that is not happening so far.
Right, and like assuming this is a humble and arsenal, there's not a ton of value to be gained from it on this turn. Yeah, we're just gonna tunic counter claw.
Yep.
I love it. Love to see it. I don't like playing creatures. That's why I stopped playing Magic.
Yeah.
So anytime somebody is like claw is a kill spell. I'm gonna Doomblade your Asvali. Did you ever think you'd hear that sentence?
Yeah, that's true. And you're saying that as the Kasai player, not even raising armies over here.
Nope. Don't need them. Just blow on our hands. That's all you need to close games out.
There we go.
See a really early burn them all.
We do see a mirror god to stop Phantasm, so just get able to swing in for 2.
Right. I feel like Caleb is playing very much like his cards as they come.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if that's going to be the move.
Yep. I think we still just.
But again, it comes down to, if that's
That is a
if that's
humble.
what it is, a humble.
Yeah.
Okay. But if this is like you have to play the cards that you draw, and if Caleb's hand doesn't present more value than just develop burn them all and mirror guy, it doesn't.
Yeah, and I mean we can.
And Droma is a chippy deck. You can only just say like, sure, I'll take this dragon so many times.
We are looking at what could be. I can't see more. Let's see. Ooh, runner. It doesn't have go.
Runner.
Yeah.
Runner, one of my favorite cards from heavy hitters that hasn't really found a home yet.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's being played here in
Is this the
KO.
setup?
Yep, so we get to the end of the turn, we see burn them all, get a raise counter. We're gonna banish the one of the Droma attack actions, dust up.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna pop the mirror guy, get that out of here.
Did we pop it or we attack it?
We attacked
We
it,
attacked
sorry.
it? Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's 2 different terms. We're gonna attack it in turn, hope for a better hand. And there's another placeholder card in Caleb's hand.
Yep. Makes it real hard to figure out what he's going to do.
Yeah, but it gets you excited, makes you think it could be something
It
big.
could be anything. It could be a total side.
It could even be a Tomotai.
Yeah, so we're just, this is a real chippy game.
Oh, we're gonna
I think
pitch the D react.
Yeah, I think both players are really just trying to, get in wherever they can fit in with this.
So we got a passing mirage, make a transform an Ashwing, go again.
I do want to say there is a ticking clock in this game, and that ticking clock is called Blood Rush Bellows.
Yeah. There's 3 of them.
There's 3 of them. We have not seen one. If Caleb gets to like 20, and we still have a Blood Rush or 2 left in the deck,
Yep.
it gets real scary.
But
We also have Cast Bones. He may have sided Cast Bones out. I don't know how valuable that is in this matchup.
I think you may want to go with the Berserk plan instead in this matchup.
I haven't looked at the deck list. I don't know if he's got on the Berserk plan. I think that most KOs are not. I think that their only non-attacks are the Reckless Swings, the Reckless Swing, Blood Rush, and Cast Bones.
Yeah.
But who knows? It could be anything. It could be a poll.
If it's a pummel, I'm really gonna start questioning this KO deck, even though he's placed higher than anyone else in this room that's not playing a
Right.
game right now.
Yeah, he's doing better than any of us.
Yeah, but for the
Those who
KO,
can't speak.
for the KO though, like you're also worried because you haven't seen a Blood Rush Belly yet. A lot of your cards say draw and discard.
Correct.
Your 100% could very quickly turn into a, let's say, a 33 or 50% with a horrible downside.
The utter disaster that's just, oh, my 50-50.
Yeah. The 50-50 I didn't even know was a 50-50.
Right.
It's destroyed me. And we're going to go for a swing big
We're
here.
throwing the swing big.
Pretty good spot for it. That's the question.
We're really seeing Sean here, like, kind of having difficulty getting these go wide turns. I wonder what his blue count is. You really need blues to enable that.
Yeah, I think that I don't know what most Kaios are on. Is it probably more like 23, 24, 20? No, I bet you can't even get that high.
Yeah, that's really high.
Rhino runs about 18, so 20-ish maybe?
All right, so we're blocking with a passing mirage and light and strike. We're going to take 3 here.
Gonna get rid of the passing mirage, which
I guess we're on the pop Yinderai plan. Gotta be.
Yeah. It's really interesting that we're gonna pitch away the passing mirage here, especially in a deck with so little blues already, and that's one of your ways to get rid of Phantasm. It's almost like he's worried.
Speaking of ways to get rid of Phantasm.
Yeah, there's a second mirror guy.
So
that's
that makes
fair.
the Yinderai infinitely more annoying.
Yep.
Because like it's so annoying to have to actually kill one, but he basically can't swing the mirror guy because that would expose it to Phantasm. So you kind of get a full hand to work with here, and I think that you can clear both of these dragons.
Probably, more than likely, I would imagine. It does look like there's a wild ride in hand.
Mm-hmm. I see a wild ride. What is that? Pack hunt.
Pack hunt.
Send packing. At least. Also, there's a card in Arsenal, and that Tunic is gonna tick up to 3 here.
It's still a humble.
It's still a humble?
I believe it's still a humble.
I think we need to get that out of here.
I think we need to get it out of here too, which is hopefully maybe what we're doing this turn.
One thing that insulates you from discarding those blood rushes like you were talking about is your Arsenal.
Mm-hmm. And Droma has very, very few ways to get rid of your Arsenal.
0, I believe. I don't think Caleb's playing Command and Conquer.
I did not see one during deck checks.
So here comes a wild ride. I'm going to discard. Surely this is a 100% hit.
What kind of dice is this? Yo, it's a bullet D6. That's kind of cool.
We have discarded.
We discarded a Beast Within and a Runner, which is crazy.
This is great.
Can't give it go again right now.
You can start, if we can get an agility token, we can start some absolutely bonkers runner chains with go again.
So there's a big question here, and it's, do you play Humble now? Do you claw and do something and then send packing no Arsenal?
So I think we've kind of done our math wrong here. I think that we could have wild rided the Yinderai, clawed the mirror guy, and then
well, that mirror guy has 4 health.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, foam castle back.
Walk.
Anyways, we are now sending in the send packing. Looks like we're just going at Droma. We have banished a Tome of Iandel from Arsenal. I think that's the best case scenario.
Yeah. You don't.
Probably. Open it.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, so Caleb was trying to set up Mage Master Boots Tome from there, which would have been a big hand.
Would have gained 5 health back. It would have been massive, but now he has to just cover up that attack and put it back in hand and try again, basically.
Right, and We're still on the pop Yenderai plan. We kind of clunking up Caleb's hand here is pretty huge.
Yep.
Play out.
Got a
It's
placeholder.
probably an Asvolai or
Another Asvelas.
Yeah,
Second
had to be
Asvelas.
a zero cost dragon. So we've got the tome in hand. That's almost assuredly going back into the arsenal.
Yeah, I would. Like I said, we're gonna try again with that and hope he doesn't draw the third set
Right.
packing.
So there's a real question here. Do you pop this now and then the turn? Oh, we have a command and conquer too. That's pretty sick. Or do you try and like bait out?
Oh, he's just gonna pop it. He's gonna say, you know what?
Do we have
I respect it.
Do we have another command and conquer? Is the thing because
He thought he flashed one.
maybe I just because you know that tome is going back into arsenal.
Yeah. Now it's still humble. You checked it for a few turns now.
It's still humble. It's been a humble the entire time.
Yeah. I think he's trying to figure out a way to play it here. Maybe beat chest that assault and battery. No, you don't have the resources then.
Right. KO's really relying on Tunic for his spare resources.
Yeah.
So on the 2 turns between every Tunic resource, you're really kind of playing kind of piecemeal.
Man, this would be the turn to swing it, though, I get. No, it wouldn't be.
So we're doing it.
Yeah, we are going to do it. We're just going to clear it. We're just saying, you know what? Like,
I mean, 7 is still 3 cards to block.
this is a
and if
break
this-
point. You
if
can't
this
swing the
hits,
dragons.
No Ash, no dragons.
Yeah. Can't swing more than one dragon.
Right.
Yeah.
We see another Nourishing Emptiness, a Sigil, a Placeholder Dragon.
Sigil's not doing much.
Yeah, Sigil, in case anybody heard that, Grant, our director, is here in the booth with us. Yeah, Sigil's really more of a block out and then still manage to turn your dragons on for
Yep.
no resources. So I think that's 2 Sigils, actually.
I personally like Sigil in general, especially against brutes. You have very few on hits you're looking at, and they're usually generic. Like, a humble swinging into this is a very bad turn right now.
Right.
But overall, it's usually just blocking up a little bit of damage,
Right.
getting your health back up, essentially putting you at 49.
Well, it's one of those meta-dependent things, right? Like, I feel like we're in a meta currently that does have a lot of on-hit effects, and so that really kind of drops Sigil's value. Obviously not in Dromai, just because it does it fills other roles here.
Right. Are we blocking 5?
This is going to be a block for and we're going to cover it up because
Okay,
we forgot
yeah.
about the mic token.
Yep.
That is going to be a block for.
Does
for
Gershon
7.
block for 3?
It sure does.
Okay,
Back
I
before
thought it
they
was 2.
realized that the generic 6s with good effects didn't
Yeah.
also need to block for 3.
That's a good point.
That's a world that I still want to live in, James.
Welcome to Ray 3 Master.
There's no reason for Humble to not block 3.
Yeah, that's true.
Developing another Burn Them All, I think this is a pretty aggressive line here.
Well, I think you're just going to let the first one fizzle out and just start working on the new one, right?
Potentially. And we banished... we're down to these 2 Burn Them Alls, which is a ton of Dromai's endgame.
Yeah.
I think if you can outlast these 2, you're actually in a pretty good spot.
Yep, and he's just going to say no blocks, no pitch.
You're just letting this in.
Or no. So Arcane
taking
goes
the
through.
Arcane, yeah.
Now we're in block stuff.
I do not want to let this Yenderai get 9 points of value in this game.
Ooh, yeah, it's a tough spot to be in. And yep, you're
Yep,
going to
there
pop
we
it.
go. And to be fair, this is probably the first really convenient time to pop
Yeah.
the Yenderai.
I would agree. Now we're going to
I'm just going to throw that out to cycle.
Can't even use it on a dragon, so you may as well just do it in stuff. Or it really doesn't matter which way you do it. You're going to play it before you draw back up, and that's what matters.
Yeah.
We still got 1 card in Arsenal.
And
Unknown.
it makes sense to do it this way because you can play the Burn Them All, turn the dragons on,
Yep.
and then you don't want to give away what the card in your hand is.
Yeah. All right. Now we're going to see Ranar. Or not Ranar, Kaya. Just so send it back a swing big.
You see a green hero and you just have one thought. I respect the dedication to the craft.
Look, we have a very big swing
Is
here.
Caleb
Someone
still
needs
at
to say
33?
swing big.
Is that
Yes, he's been covering it up. Like, he didn't gain his health, actually.
Oh,
you think
jeez.
about that.
jeez.
But now
I
he's got
love
8
Dromai.
coming back in, looking to go to
And
28
look
if
at,
he does
would you
nothing.
look at that? The Dromai has 2 D-Reacts in hand.
Yeah.
That's really good sportsmanship on the KO to allow the sigil to resolve from the previous turn.
See, I would have argued the opposite.
Okay, but wait. Just to clarify, both of these players are taking it on paper as well.
Right.
The phone is really for our sake and for the viewer's sake. So
This
that
is
may
true.
not always be the most accurate, but I guarantee that their paper had already said that.
The players know what's up.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
may be tired. It may be a long day, but that's why they're helping each other out here. Make sure that they are.
No, I think that
tracking
we,
correctly.
the casters, are omniscient and know all. And we.
That's
are
a
the ones
quick
who
and
know.
token for the Droma, by the way.
We know better than the people playing the game.
Do
Isn't-
dragons trigger quicken? It's a weapon or attack action, right?
No, dragons are allies.
Yep.
So they do not trigger quicken. We're going to deploy
A dust.
the dust. This is specifically the chromite dust.
Yeah.
It's so that really you usually see this against Guardian. You'll play this dust out so that late game you can have a bunch of unpoppable chromites and get a billion action points
Yeah.
and kind of combo kill.
Oh, it's a bellow turn.
Our first blood rush.
Count 'em, boys. We're at
Uh,
1. Took our resource counter to do that. I'm gonna say there's a skull crack and a beast with it. With the end, I haven't even seen
Alright,
it.
Let's go.
I'm
Surely
gonna.
this can't miss, right?
Yeah, this cannot miss. Okay,
Alright,
Bear
Bear
Fang's
Fangs.
good. That's kind of sucks, but
We would have liked to keep it.
Yeah,
but
it's a nice
blood,
finisher.
It's a blood rush turn. All of our things say this essentially. We have-
play the second for. Or no, it's still. Play the second for Arsenal. Do it.
I think
Do
you
it.
have one in hand.
He might. That does
That looks like a bear fangs.
No, we were talking about a bellow.
So Pat, if you do have a second blood rush here, did you just full send it?
My
You're the
opponent's
brute
at
player.
36. I think it would depend on what my hand is. If I had 1 or 2 yellows or blues.
Right. Well, it looks
It-
like this was an all red hand.
Yeah, if it's a red stripe hand, then also I may be incentivized to do it to try to draw those resources.
Right. So
I'm
we're
gonna say
gonna-
it's not the most horrible play, but I think it's less better in Kaio because you don't have the second claw.
Right. I got you.
Versus Rhanar that could swing for 7, 14, end it with what is that, 22 damage?
Did Caleb block with both D reacts last turn?
Yes.
Okay, good. Because I was about to say
He
we
covered
could-
it up.
We could see a real blowout here.
He covered it up in 2. Now we've got, you got your pulping for 8, dominate, assumedly go again. Yep,
Yep.
take some damage
was
there,
about to
cover
say,
it
if-
up a little bit, maybe
we could-
cycle a card.
If we still had a D react available to us, this could have been a huge blowout on this turn.
Yeah. Now we've got the Bear
And then Bear
Fangs
Fangs for
coming in for 10.
10. Yep. Almost a third of Caleb's total life.
18 damage turn. That is exactly where a brute wants to be in Blood
Yep.
Rush. There are better turns. There are worse turns. If you hit 18, your Blood Rush has done its job.
Yeah, this is like, averaged value.
Yep.
Well, and yes, he dealt, 5 damage to Caleb on this? But
You got a hand. You got his whole hand except for an arsenal.
Caleb really committing to blocking and covering all this up. Much like we were discussing with Randy during his Victor game, that is a way to run someone out of cards.
Yeah.
And so we're going to play another dust here.
Now seeing his hand though, I think if one of those was a Blood Rush Bellow, I would have played it, or else you would have pitched
Right.
it.
Right.
It was either pitch it or play it there. Probably would have been the correct play to get the draw discards to hit more
Right.
often.
And so we're seeing a wild ride for 6.
Seven.
Seven. Can't forget about those might tokens.
Gonna say that there's a miss. There's a miss here. He's shuffling for too long.
You hate to.
I
You hope not.
You hope not. I think there's a miss here.
And we did not miss.
No, that's not a miss. It is unfortunate though, because now you can't get your agile token off of that.
Right.
Now you only get your might instead of might and agility.
We've really seen not a ton of. We have not seen a ton of agility token generation out of the KO.
Yeah, which is kind of weird. I wonder if he's off a lead with speeds, which I think should be higher on Brute's list.
I think that the KO players are maybe having. Ooh, we had a beast within that we could have discarded. Maybe that was what we were. It wasn't that we did. It wasn't that we had a miss. It was that we had we had the one good hit.
Oh, it's a second one. Okay.
Yeah, and we're gonna throw another beast.
Yep.
Well, you can't. You don't want to arsenal either.
No,
because-
you're not against a hero that wants to destroy your arsenal, so I wouldn't even
Right.
try to think about being cheeky here. I would just,
Right.
yeah, that's
And
about
those,
correct.
Those windups are not in this deck to
to put
hold
in
on
arsenal.
to.
That's just a rough final 2 cards in hand.
Right,
You're
but-
probably hoping to discard the beast within, and then you would have hit a
Such-
smash instinct.
Damage
Such
is
is the
damage,
touch.
though.
Yeah, damage is damage.
It is. We've really even. totals
Then there's a
up.
rake.
Here's a rake of the embers. So we're gonna get 3 ash wings. Not super threatening in this matchup.
Yeah.
You can kind of just pop them at your leisure.
They're gonna be Caleb's way of checking for Phantasm or get in some chip damage.
Right.
So
Because-
this is
yeah.
gonna be followed up by bigger dragons later if Kaio doesn't get rid of them, and then we're gonna test
Right.
and test and test and see. Now it's
Right.
drawing poppers away from the bigger stuff
Right.
because you have a lot of no blocks in
just-
Jean's deck.
I'm kind of starting to feel like Jean is just going to be able to like rip a blood rush. Like if we can deal maybe another 8 to 10 damage to Caleb, which would be great anyway, right? But like realistically, we can deal like 6 to 8 damage and just rip a blood rush
Yeah.
and kind of take full control of the game.
Now, the only other worry is, sometimes they end up on the bottom of the deck, right above your pick, right above your pitch stack.
This is
You're
true.
just going insane trying to find them, and Kaio doesn't have great tutor abilities,
All right, so we're gonna
if at all.
excuse me, we're gonna see the play that I mentioned, where we're gonna swing this and pitch this to instant speed go again,
Yep.
which is historically a good thing to have.
Getting 4 go again off of a claw.
Caleb really, I can only imagine that these Thamais are in here to turn off Reckless Swings, and I think we've seen every Thamai.
Yep.
So that out to the sort of brute end game is not necessarily like viable anymore.
It's a sad thing to see, but it's a horrible place to be against a brute too.
I'm here for it.
And we got to come.
We
Hey,
have
I was wrong.
Value out of the Quicken.
You know what? I was wrong earlier. I said I didn't think I saw a Command and Conquer from Caleb, and he has proved me wrong.
So, I think this is a pretty easy 2-card block the Command and Conquer.
Yeah.
Pop an Ashwing. We kill the other Ashwing.
Move on to the next
Move on
turn.
and just move on with your life. But we're actually gonna.
We're gonna,
okay.
okay, we had 2 block in
And
hand, so
we-
we're going to
we
do a
had
little
to-
different.
Yeah, we had to get some value out of our
Get a
armor at some
might.
point. And this is only 2 cards from
Yep.
hand.
You get a Might token too with a
Yeah.
3-card hand.
Right.
He's just going to take 2 Ash Wings. I would too. Like, you just blocked 6.
Right. We're just gonna take 3 here. Because of the burn them all.
Yep.
And the Ashwings you really can just kind of pop at your leisure.
Yeah, it's not a right now
The
problem.
board state's not threatening enough.
Yeah.
Now, if we hit another rake or we hit like a 2 dragon hand or something, then it's a problem.
Or a tome into one of
Yeah.
the bigger ones,
Like
a Dominia or
Tome
something.
into a big dragon or 2 or 3 dragons.
Bellow time.
Here we go.
Last card in hand. Smash Instinct.
Yep. Interesting. Oh, I guess it was the blue, but interesting that we did not. No, we didn't want to discard our blue. Never mind. It makes sense.
Nah,
Okay. There's the final. That's another blood rush.
I think so.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Okay.
So this is a tricky spot.
right.
My answer to earlier is I don't, but I can feel the high roller in his veins. Oh no. Okay.
Well, we had
you
to
have a
swing
better.
big.
You have a better play.
Yeah. So we're gonna swing big here for
10.
10 or 11. 'cause
11.
We had the mic.
Yeah.
And go again.
So that's taking 5 down to 18.
Yep. Now we only have 1 resource, so there's not like a ton that we can do
Nah.
without pitching this blood rush. But I think that you maybe pitch the blood rush. 18 is still a pretty healthy life total.
Oof. That
And this
it
is-
doesn't feel good.
This is Sean saying, I think I'm going to see this again.
Yeah. Either I'm going to see this again or it doesn't matter because I know about what's left in my deck that I
Right.
haven't seen.
I'm about convinced he's not brought the cast bones in.
I think so. I think you're correct.
Yeah.
I think he probably, like I said, shoved in all of the 6 attack poppers in a sideboard.
Right.
And he took out the cast bones and went along with it.
And now Caleb's at 11. It's very easy for KO to deal 11 damage.
Yep.
It's very difficult. It's going to be very difficult for Caleb to deal 19 damage. And as I say that,
Go back up to 14.
it's slightly more difficult to deal 14 damage.
You're giving yourself some breathing room. You definitely maybe don't go to a horrible life total against a brute.
Right.
But you're still going to take some damage because he's just going to say okay to these
Right.
Ashlings. If it was me,
Definitely.
I would just keep giving the thumbs up and keep writing my life total down.
Right. As long as Caleb has like a card in hand to threaten. Oh, we are going to block that. We just took the arcane damage.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I blue wrecker ump, I guess. I mean, I don't like pitching my blue 6s, but
Or blocking.
Blocking.
Yeah.
pitching them away
or
blocking them away.
I'm feeling like Sean is feeling pretty good about this matchup right now. I think he feels pretty in control of this game.
Yep. And here's
Here's my Command and Conquer.
third Command and Conquer.
Just potentially the best 2-card play in the game.
Yep. Put a reckless swing on bottom.
And has been for years.
Don't
You wish you could go back to buying first edition till a time when we could buy first edition Arcane?
Oh yeah.
All right, we're gonna block with a dragon, and then we're gonna sand cover. This will cover up the entirety of the Command and Conquer. And then we're gonna mighty wind up to get 2 might tokens.
That's a great thing to do here.
Yep. So we get a dragon out. Anytime Caleb blocks with a dragon, I think you're happy.
Yep. And he has blocked with a lot of them and not seen his remembrance yet.
Right.
Well, we haven't seen Chroma. Unless it's one of these invoke cards he's blocked with.
Speak of the devil,
Yep.
and he shall. So here comes Chroma. That's gonna die.
That is dead.
So we're gonna swing with this Chromite, and then we're gonna play it to go up on action points, and then we're gonna end the turn by developing the passing Mirage he still has
Yep.
in hand.
That's a great idea because if he doesn't pop it here, it's going to be much harder to do unless he has to go again.
If I'm Sean, I'm popping this.
Yep.
100%. I don't care that you're getting an action point. I'm popping this.
Yep. I will take the 1 more damage.
This is a kill on site as soon as possible.
Just confirming some things here.
Yeah, or no, he can't pop it because of the dust.
You're right. Yep. He does have dust on the field.
Notice how Caleb has positioned the Chroma such that it completely covers the actual dust.
Yeah. It's on the combat chain, so
It's a legal thing you can do.
Yeah.
All right, we know we have a Bear Fangs on top.
Got a beast with him with hand.
And then here comes, we have 2 action points to work with here.
I do not see go again in this hand.
We could have, is it time to roll? Did I curse him? Does he have to roll scabs?
I think you pop Arsenal Pass, probably, or pop,
claw.
yeah,
Yeah.
claw the passing Mirage.
Yeah. I think you claw the Chroma.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, because it doesn't
Yeah.
pop from the.
We have another, is this another Chroma?
It is another Chroma. He
Oh,
picked up that dust.
We've got to kill these things.
Yep. So now it is very, very important to destroy these. Get them out of here now.
Yeah.
The alarm bells are ringing in the Kaio's head.
This is where things go off the rails. Because, we haven't seen a ton out of Caleb. So,
He's just been biding his time, waiting on this to happen.
right. Very fortunate he hit the 2 dusts before he hit the Chromize.
Yep. That is
This
a burn them all
real-
at 5.
The Burn Them All is probably going to go over here pretty soon. But this is a really problematic board state at this point. Because you're going to have essentially, 3 action points a turn.
Yeah. 2. I'm going to say 2 because one of these is leaving.
It has to, yeah. Absolutely.
In my head, one of these is dead.
Right.
It doesn't matter what my next turn looks like. I'm popping one, or I'm attacking
claw
one,
one at
clawing
least.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we absolutely have to claw.
I keep
one of
saying
these.
pop just to say kill it.
All right, so we're gonna block and we're gonna play this passing Mirage.
Yeah.
And now things have really. I don't want to say that they've just completely swung back into Caleb's favor, but
I would say that
it
this
makes,
game is
it makes
stabilized.
pitching that blood rush a lot more appealing.
Yeah.
Because now you're gonna have to spend a couple turns cleaning
Yeah.
this up.
It's what do you start with, and it's only start with the passing barrage. They already don't have
I believe he missed
Phantasm.
the tunic.
He was at 1 last time. He's used it. He used it on his blood rush spell a turn 2 turns ago.
We're going to claw Chromite.
Now, do you focus on the other chromite, or do you focus on the passing?
Well, the thing is, this buys Caleb such a lot of breathing room because now he gets a 4-card hand.
Yep, and that is a 4-card hand that he can at least use 2 out of. It is a
So we've got
there's a play. There's a line here. Yeah.
we have the Rake. Rake is such a good card. One of Dromai's power cards, really.
So good. And
Yo,
now
dog, I heard that you
no
like.
Phantasm.
Yo, dog, I heard you like Goblin Ringleader.
Yeah.
So I put some Goblin Ringleaders in your Goblin.
So now we're back at even life totals. This is probably one of the last burn them all
Ooh,
turns.
that's an E-strike in his
You
hand,
can't-
too.
It is Anacoca.
You can't pop this. You
So-
can pop the Chromite, but it doesn't end the turn. And this is the
No, you can't.
You can't.
It's got the dust.
Oh, it has.
They
I
they
keep
both have
forgetting
the
about
dust.
the dust. Because I can't see the dust.
Yeah.
Because the Chromite.
I'm just remembering that they
Yeah.
both don't have Phantasm, and that's why I thought passing Mirage was a better idea. But
Right. I mean, either way, with the hand that Caleb has.
you can't utilize 3 AP at least.
Well, yeah, and like the thing, he can activate Furnace to Coco, but you don't have an arsenal, so he can E-strike for 7, I guess.
I
Which
think
is
you
like-
E-strike draw a card.
Yeah, because you'll have a floating action point.
Yeah.
Um,
And that gives you either you can play it if it's a 0, or you can arsenal it if it's something a little bit bigger.
right. Oh, God forbid you draw into like another passing barrage.
Yeah.
You guys got a bolt.
And we have just gotten word that Nathan Crawford has won his match. We will have a Bolton in the finals against whoever wins this one.
Breaking news, guys. For Nathan's sake, you gotta hope that Sean wins.
Oh, that's a Scabs? No? No.
We're blocking with a scouting here.
Okay.
Well, great way to interrupt the turn. I don't know if Sean has sniffed that out, but great way to interrupt this turn. Okay, we
Scowling Fleshbag, such a dominant.
It's
piece
such a
of
good
equipment for
card.
Board. I mean, honestly,
can just completely shut down these power
top
these power
tier,
turns.
really.
Um,
I mean, it makes you pivot when you're playing against a Guardian,
Right.
right? Like, oh, I'm playing against that Guardian. I would arsenal the pummel before the CNC.
And people are now starting to finally realize the importance of it, because I bought mine for $25. It is now a $55 card rainbow foil.
I spec bought Cold Foil Valiant Dynamos for $170 before the Heroes for Heavy were
Yep.
revealed, and Caleb's deck is actually incredibly small.
Yeah,
Like-
I mean that's just Kaio things.
Yeah,
Or no, you're talking about the Dromize is actually
yeah, all that blocking
blocking.
earlier. Yeah,
he's
So here comes Wild Ride. Well, we have to imagine Wild Ride's gonna take out Chroma, right?
yeah.
Easily. Unless he goes into a cloth on the chromite.
But you want to get rid of the passing rush too on this. Evens on that side, bare fangs. Okay, you probably weren't going to play that this turn anyways. But it does get
There's
a
Reckless Swings and there's one Blood Rush Ballet.
yeah,
So you know that this is gonna hit.
yeah.
This is coming at Caleb. So Caleb's gonna block and take 3 here.
Yep.
And guys, just so y'all know, we are gonna do the Judge Pack opening before finals.
Yep. So before our finals, we will have the judge pack opening, and then after finals, I think we are going to block off some time. And if the winner wants to open their gold coal foil on stream, we are going to oblige them because that's exciting.
It's always exciting.
I want to see a
believe-
ragamuffins
I believe the consensus in the room is that it's gonna be a ragamuffins.
or an unknown one.
Or an unknown, but we know that
No, it's gonna be nourishing.
No, it's going to be an equipment.
yeah, the gold foil, not the gold
Oh.
foil out of the Judge Pack. Yeah.
Oh.
But anyway, back to the game. We clawed a Chromai, it looks like, and now we've passed it back to Caleb. Caleb, it looks, is that a mirror guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
And a sigil. It's the last sigil in hand as well.
Right. Sigil, just so much value.
Yep.
And we've pitched a Command and Conquer, it looks like.
Correct.
So
It
here-
was.
Here comes Mirror Guy.
So that's the
John
second.
didn't know Phantasm.
Yeah, but it's the most attack that he can pass through Phantasm.
Right.
And now you can ask John the question of, do you want to pop an Ashwing?
Yeah.
Do you want to get rid of something out of your hand? We're seeing one more card in hand, one more in arsenal. Going to use that last AP. So possibly something that we don't know about. We played a red this turn. Yep, there's an E-Strike, and we're going to...
We're just gonna a nice little. I bet this is a 5-go again. I bet
Yeah,
this
but
is
we're
like-
still bottom in the sigil.
Yeah. That sigil's gonna come. Will come back on like a Blood Rush Bellow turn and
Prob-
just effectively block for 3.
Yeah, probably. Depends on how fast we accelerate through the decks. Because both
we're-
decks are getting small. And I would
Yeah.
not be surprised if one of them asks for a card count soon.
All right, we're gonna use some equipment here. We're gonna, Sean's been very judicious with the use of his equipment in this game.
I think he's made some great blocks.
He has. He's really done well. Anything to like not commit to
And he is going to...
blocking too much out of the hand.
Yep, he's going to use a popper there.
Yep.
It was only a 2-block anyway, so it makes sense he wouldn't
Right.
use that against the E-Strike if that's the only card he wants to commit this turn.
We've cleared the burn them all.
Yep. There's one more in the deck
We
somewhere.
are really coming down to the wire on this. There's the sigil, not the sigil, but there's the sink blow that Caleb pitched early in the game.
Yeah,
along
so
with
we
the
have-
Thamai. We're about to start hitting Kylorias,
Yep, we're about to have our second cycle.
so we've got to clear the Phantasm and the
Yeah.
Mirror Guy before Caleb starts developing
Yeah.
Kylorias.
And this is the last red pulping from Jean.
yeah,
Gonna discard a wind up.
gonna discard a wind up.
There's only like 2 left in the deck or something now, if that many.
Right.
I've seen a lot of them.
I really, it would be like the entirely Galaxy brained play here. But if Sean just clears the Mirror Guy and then claws the Passing Mirage,
Mm-hmm.
you almost want to see that happen. But I mean, like, pulping into another attack here is threatens lethal.
Yeah.
But assuming Caleb survives here, he gets to develop a Caloria that doesn't have Phantasm. Right?
Yeah.
And is going to demand a
You got a Nourishing and a Sink.
dominate.
Dominated.
Yeah.
Dominated.
Pulping is dominated, and if it's blocked by less than 2 non-equipment cards, it has go again.
Yep.
My favorite card in Brute.
You can tell a little bit of
Taking off Tunic.
Yep, gonna
Yep.
come in for a claw mirror.
yep, gonna kill the Mirror Guy.
Whack it.
Probably better to kill dragons that,
Yeah.
that deal damage than an aura that doesn't
Yep.
at this point in the game. And
Yeah.
we've got to be getting close to that blood rush. So,
If I'm a Brute in this situation, like it
That's
really
it.
sucks that there's
There it
a
is.
passing mirage, but
I think you give Tunic in a card
yep,
on the Kyloria.
it's time. At some point in every Flesh and Blood player's game, you got to give up the tunic, and this may be the turn.
I think that's.
I think that's the blood rush in hand.
Yeah. So you get out of this as well as you can.
Kind of a big
This is a
big Galaxy brain play to get that value off the Tunic
Mhm.
before he needed to use it.
Yeah.
Well, that's always your goal. You never want to sit there with a tunic on 3 for 3, 4, 5 turns.
There
Just
it
not
is.
able to
There's
use
the
it
block.
efficiently.
Yeah. So we're gonna.
And he sees a line that we saw.
You gotta take one here, right?
Yeah.
Like you want. You're kind of counting on this blood rush to end the game,
You're,
right?
you only need to do 5. I've seen at least one pitched. like
He's got one more hand. The Dromo's got one more hand left.
It's certainly getting, and we get to pitch the
Yep.
reckless swing. So here we go.
last card in hand.
What do we got? We can,
Let's see if you're. It's 2 reds, isn't it?
I think that one of the beast with them.
I think it's Wild Ride Beast with it.
Yep.
Oh, it's the other reckless swing. Oh no.
That's okay. We just you claw here for 5 or for 6.
Yeah.
Claw for 6. No, 5. That's a might token that we generated. Yes. It's
Go
there's that
again.
Tome of Fiendal.
So now you have to think, do I want
Into
to
a Tome of
send
Fiendal.
8?
But we're gonna see. Caleb's probably gonna pop those Main Master Boots next turn and Tome of
Yep.
Fiendal.
And try to just close it out here.
Right.
It's gonna... Oh, is that might token? No. I think there's a little confusion. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So we're taking 2 here.
That is a might token for this turn, so it is done for.
I
Got some very good cards in hand from Jean. Don't want to give it up too much.
It's like, do you arson? Yeah, we're pitching it. Or we got to. I think you have to. Try
Yeah, I
to kill
think
him.
you have to.
Um,
Well, the Tome of Fendel's only going to draw... yeah,
it'll draw 2. It won't
I'm
gain
looking
any-
at the
it won't-
wrong side.
Yeah, it won't gain him any life, but it'll drop 2 cards.
And that's a
Well,
Tome of Imperial
it did-
Flame at home, my kids.
Yeah. So Caleb not playing Tome.
Yeah, I know.
So that's a 2-card hand.
He's going to bottom
It's-
it for the... Or,
It takes 2. Is that a? I think that's a blue billowing mirage. So
Yes.
we'll have the resources to. Nope.
oh,
It's a red one. This does not have go again. Right?
it does.
It does. Okay.
It does. It's got a hit. Doesn't have Phantasm. You got 1? You won't... Oh, no, you have 2 counters on your scabs.
Really hard blocks here.
Does Passing Mirage say your first illusionist attack?
Yes.
Okay, so the
this does-
Caloria will have Phantasm.
Correct.
That is important to remember here.
Let me make sure. I believe Billowing Mirage is not a draconic attack.
It is not.
Yeah, I can tell. Oh, yeah, because I
Yeah.
can tell by the border.
It came out before Uprising 2, so...
Billowing Mirage did not.
That's
what I'm
Passing
asking.
Mirage.
This is Billowing Mirage, right?
It has go...
Yeah,
There's a
I-
bold text
I
right
know.
here.
Well, you're asking if it has
A lot
Phantasm.
of thought. is
No,
going
I was
into
asking...
Yes, yeah, I know. You're
Yeah.
asking if the clause from Passing Mirage applies to the Billowing Mirage, and it does.
Yeah.
So the Caloria will have it.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
we're staying the
We're,
same.
we are on the same page.
There's
It's
a
been-
lot of thought that went into
it's
this
been
block.
6
He
hours
was
of pushing
really
for it.
this.
Yeah.
You could tell this is a crucial part of the game
We've got to see
where
this is getting popped
these
100%.
decisions of
Yep.
what he blocks are going to make or break whether this KO
Yep.
can come out winning.
And,
Right.
and we're going to seal Wand. Whoa.
What? It doesn't pop because it's
Bob.
on the
Yeah.
chain, and we're going to give that Kyloria draw. We really think we can kill this guy.
Yeah. That's... He has 2 red wild rods in hand. And they may not be red, but...
I guess we're going wild related to whatever we draw. This is really tense.
This is really tense. We're getting to the bottom of the decks here. People are starting to get
And
more
you-
quiet in the building, so we're having to get quieter so that the
Yeah.
players don't hear us.
Here comes, and we drew into the last rake.
Yep.
We only have the ash to make 1 ash wing.
It's just...
We're going to 1.
Oh my gosh.
Going to 1.
We've at least got to do 3 damage here, because then you're going to draw your Reckless Slings back.
Right.
Or you can...
Caleb is.
You just need to do 1 if you draw both. If it's 4 cards left in the deck, you only have to draw 1 more.
Right.
Or do 1 more
Do
damage.
1 more damage. Okay, so we have a might.
And you have... Caleb now has only 1 card in deck. Or
Yeah.
a few cards in deck.
He has the out to reckless wing in his hand. He has the sigil.
Ooh. This could get... But he could... no, he can't.
I think.
There's a yellow and a red in his hand. So, a yellow and a red wild rod in his hand. So he's going to pitch the
We're
yellow.
just going to claw the Kyloria. This is what I was about to say. I think we do.
Yeah, I think that's right here.
How many cards does... Okay, both players are on their last 4 card, or on their last set of cards.
Yep. Got a Necria, you've got a...
I think this Necria could steal it if we just develop a Necria here. But instead we're going to go Mirage again.
He gets it back next turn. I think he's thinking he can swing for the win next turn.
Reckless swing.
Okay, yep.
I mean, whether it discards one or not, it still covers up.
He's actually doomed if he plays the second one, because then he loses all of his cards in his hand.
Yeah. I think that Caleb's gonna walk away with this.
There it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it covers that up.
So now you only have a yellow reckless swing or yellow wild ride,
Yellow Wild Ride. Yeah.
and there's the next Kyloria.
Yep.
Yep. And there's a fist bump.
Hey everyone, GrantMoneyX here, coming in. Just before we get to the pack opening, I want to say thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed the stream, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Say like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe, bitch.
Yeah, anyways, getting back to the pack opening, let's go!
As we all know, it'll open up backwards to us, and he will have to flip it.
This is very intense.
This is the moment of truth
All right,
here.
quick. What do you think it is? I'm saying ragamuffins.
I'm gonna say ragamuffins.
You can't say ragamuffins. I picked ragamuffins.
Null rune of some kind. It's a 9. Here we go.
Oh! Breaking scales.
Breaking scales. What a great pull
The most
here.
gotcha card in Fab.
That is an awesome pull.
Good job, graded 9+.
9+.
Straight from
Now we got a
LSS.
judge pack coming in.
Money.
All right. Nourishing.
Nourish. I bet it shimmers.
Rouse.
You got Rouse?
I got
saying
Rouse.
Shimmers. I'm saying shimmers. Yo, Levi.
The local hope is Teklo, it seems. However, we have our own bets.
I'm saying shimmers.
Ooh.
Ooh, la la.
What is it?
I can't tell what this is. That is a. What?
We're getting confirmation on what this card is. Me and Charlie are way too poor to know what this card is.
Proclamation.
Oh, it's a proclamation. So it's one of the judge pieces. Yep. Alright, well, we will have these
It is all right. It's the
GG's mac and cheese.
It is the proclamation of something. It's the judge hero.
All right, everybody, thank you for joining in on the live stream. I appreciate it, and y'all have a good night.
We will be back with this at the next major event. And for armories, we still doing armories?
We will be doing armor.
Hell yeah. Come back every Thursday, 6:30.